Alola, Pokemon Trainers, Professor Chaz here, the lab coat's on back order, and welcome back to our Pokemon Moon playthrough, episode number 42, just half past 9 p.m. here in the Alola region. If you missed the last episode, I'm not going to tell you about it. You gotta check that out. That was a lot of intense stuff going on at the Aether Foundation's VLFS, the Aether Paradise, and I'm not going to spoil anything what happened. I want to say, so far through all the videos I've been doing for YouTube, it's one of my favorite episodes of anything I've done. It's just so intense, so nail-bitingly action-packed. You gotta check it out. But we did, of course, I said no spoilers, but now I'm gonna tell you what happened. We did go to the Aether Foundation, and Lucamine did release the Ultra Beasts into the region, into the Alola region. So, although we don't exactly know where they are, or how many there are, all we know is a number of wormholes, Ultra Wormholes, were opened up all over Alola. I think probably one on each island, I believe it was. So, the Ultra Beasts are here. Although we did see UB01 fade out. It seemed like it went back into the portal, I think, but then both Lucamine and Guzma went with it. So, I have no clue what happened there, but we're probably going to find out at some point. And upon completing the Aether Foundation little, not side quest, but major plot point, we made it here to, as Rotom will let us know, Pony Island. Keep on stomping around Pony Island, partner. There is plenty to explore, that's for sure. However, Rotom, you're getting a little bit ahead of yourself, because as I said, once we finish up on Ula Ula Island, I want to go and check out the Haina Desert, or Haina Desert. I want to go check out Haina Desert on Ula Ula Island, because as Ice King 688, one of our regular viewers, did mention, it's better to unlock that as a fly location as soon as possible for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm probably going to go do that, and I'm also going to, for the next couple episodes, keep these a little bit shorter, because we did actually kind of go over time with several of the last few episodes, because it came out to be a two-parter on the Aether Foundation, the Aether Paradise, and I kind of want to sort of keep a nice, even pace with this playthrough, so having almost full-hour episodes means I want to sort of trim back the next couple, but near the end of the week we'll get back to our 45-ish minute episodes. But, as you see, this is the Haina Desert right here, with the Ruins of Abundance, and we haven't even checked out these ruins yet. You actually need to get the Ghostium Z to be able to access the desert, which we currently have. So let's go and land close to the desert, and I'll show you the team recap we are working with. If you did watch the last episode, you know who we have, and how just not cliffhanger, what's the term? Just very slim chance of us pulling through, but how we just did it so well, I can't talk it up enough. I'm proud of my Pokemon is what it is. Anyway, let's check out the team. I gotta heal up. First of all, we got Pandora, our Pancham at level 41. She's holding onto that muscle band, and she has the Mold Breaker ability. She is a Calm Pokemon, boosting special defense and raising it, boosting special defense and raising attack. No, boosting special defense, dropping attack. And, of course, the Mold Breaker says damage is not affected by abilities, I believe. Or moves can be used regardless of the ability. Vital Throw, Crunch, Slash, and Body Slam is her moveset. Next, we have Prowl, our Midnight Form Lycanroc at level 42. She's a Quiet Pokemon, boosting special attack, dropping speed. The Keen Eye ability, preventing the loss of accuracy. Expert Belt to add more power to super effective hits. And she has Rock Slide, Crunch, Counter, and Stealth Rock. Next in the team, we have Igaloo, our Alolan Sandshrew at level 42. She is a Timid Pokemon, boosting speed, dropping attack. Snow Cloak ability, boosting evasiveness in a hailstorm, and she does have hail now, which is going to be pretty good. Eviolite is the item to boost both defenses by 50%. You'll notice on the top screen, or the big screen, I'm trying to get the Super Training and the Bouncy Castles boosted into her special defense to try to make more of a defensive Pokemon. So right now, she's looking at 76 special defense, but what is that going to be? 131, I think? Something like, 130 to 140, somewhere around there, for the physical defense. But anyway, the moveset is Iron Head, Leech Life, Hail, and Swords Dance. She still hasn't learned an offensive Ice-type attack, which I really would like to get at some point, but for the time being, Leech Life does almost the same thing. It's good against Grass, not good against Flying, not good against Ground. You know what? It's Leech Life. It's 80 power now. Anyway, moving on, we have Icona the Palossand, who did evolve 2 episodes back during the Aether Foundation Showdown. He is a serious Pokemon. Water Compaction ability, sharply boosting defense when he gets hit by a Razor Shell from Golisopod, or any other water move. Holding Ghostium Z, which did come in handy. And Earth Power, Shadow Ball, Giga Drain, and Shore Up. And final Pokemon, our specially defensive invested Pokemon right here. Sonata, the Primarina, our starter, of course. Careful Pokemon, boosting his special defense, dropping special attack. The Torrent ability, boosting water moves at low HP. Primarium Z, we also made use of last time. And the moveset Sparkling Aria, Aqua Jet, Hyper Voice, and Moon Blast. In fact, you know what? Moon Blast should really be moved up further. I think that's a good way to lay these out. What is the power? Actually, no, Moon Blast is stronger. Let's put you to the front spot. There we go. So with that, I'm going to pop into the Pokemon Center, heal up quickly, because Pandora did take some damage between episodes. Oh, this is what I was going to say. So between episodes, I've been going around picking up some more berries from the various berry trees in the region. That is why I wanted to continue the Aether Foundation battle, basically, when it ended where what am I trying to say? Episode 39. No, episode 40. When I ended it off, we had just dealt with Faba, the chief, or the branch chief. So I didn't want to leave the game there because I was kind of in the midst of the Aether Foundation. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to freely travel back and forth across the different areas in the region. And I wanted to be able to harvest berries, so I did have to continue the story. And I didn't expect it was going to take another full, like, almost hour-long episode to go through that area, or to go through the rest of the Foundation. But anyway, all that being said, I've been doing some berry hunting in between. I have a lot of good berries growing in the Poképelago as well. Greetings, trial goer. I'm afraid this is a captain's barricade. Only those who pass the ghost-type trial can't come through here. Check my Ghostium Z out. Look at Palosane. Look at Icona. He's got that. Oh, that's Ghostium Z right there. Then we get this thing out of your way for you. 1 second. And Poliwhirl just smashes it through, it looks like. So we can now access the Haina Desert. Poliwhirl. Or Po. Beyond this gate stretches the great expanse of Haina Desert. It's a bit different every day due to the winds. Sounds interesting. Oh, hey, if you got one to spare, you think you can front me a fresh water? I think I got one. Well, thanks for wanting to help, but it looks like... What?! I gotta get these folks a fresh water. Bear with me. Where's the best way to get this? I'm gonna say probably back on... I'll get you some nice fresh Melee Island fresh water. How about that? I'm pretty sure the big department store area thingy where the battle buffet is should have something like a vending machine. This is a weird side quest I'm sending myself on right now, but something I can mention is... This is a little bit later than I would like to usually record these. I try to get recording about 8:30. Like, the way I try to do the schedule for recording the Sun and Moon... Not Sun and Moon, but the Moon episodes is... I'll record an episode at 8:30 in the morning, because that way, like I'm sure you're all aware by now, the time is inverted in Pokemon Moon. So if you play it, say, for example, 8:30 in the morning, it's actually 8:30 at night in-game. So, are you kidding me? There is no vending machine here? Of all the places that should have one, where can I find one then? Where would... Oh, wait, I know. Heading down to the... Oh, I almost smashed the truck. Heading down to the marina. Here we go. Alright. So I try to record an episode at 8:30 in the morning, and then again at noontime, which would be midnight in-game, and at about 2, 3 o'clock, sometimes even later than that in real life, so that'll be middle of the night basically in-game, and then one at close to about midnight-ish in real time, which is noontime in-game, and then one at... I get myself up at 4:30 in the morning to record a 4:30 p.m. episode for the Friday episode of Pokemon Moon. So let's grab a fresh water right here. Now, all that being said, this is a little bit later than I would usually like to record this because one of the fun things, and I've said this before, about living in Canada, we get a lot of snow sometimes. We just had our first big snowstorm of the season today, so I had to spend some time this morning shoveling out the driveway, and I don't want Tauros, I want Charizard. Shoveling out the driveway, and just basically getting the snow removed and such, so I had to take care of that first, and now I'm recording this. And I've got a busy day of recording today. Recording this episode now. I still have to record the episode of Sapphire for Sunday, and I'm going to record the noontime episode of Moon right after that. So I've got a lot of recording to take care of, but that's okay. I like recording stuff. You know, I like talking to you folks and showing off some of this adventure. I'm glad you guys are with me for the ride. And I've said this before, I'll continue to say it. Thank you for all the support and advice and suggestions you folks give me out there too, because it helps me find stuff that I've forgotten to do before. Alright, here, have some fresh water. I should have bought another one just, I don't know, to have it, but I kind of don't need it. I got Super Potion, which does more. Oh, thanks, friend. Here, let me give you these in return. They're adrenaline orbs. Don't you feel like don't you feel like the Pokemon that other Pokemon call to help them in battle are, like, stronger? And even more likely to be shiny? No, I don't find that. So I've never really, focused on it too much, but I have heard that, however. And Poliwhirl is all nice and refreshed with fresh water. My partner is a Poliwhirl with the water absorb ability, so it loves a little dousing now and then. With that out of the way, let's venture on into the desert. You know what? We're gonna lead Icona for this episode, I think. Ground type immune to the damage from Sandstorm, plus Shore Up is gonna heal more HP in a Sandstorm. What is that? Let's find out. Wonder what kind of Pokemon we find in this desert. The Alolan Dug Trio. Well, it is a steel type, so if I need the experience, I can easily take you down. Do you have Arena Trap? Is that one of your abilities? Well, you're only level 31. I'm going to try to run. Yeah, what are their abilities? Tangled Hair. I can't remember what the other ability they have might be. Or the other ability they might have would be. So is this just a regular encounter? I guess the moving sand is kind of the thing where if in the first trial, a Rattata comes out of a cave, they might leave an item maybe. And these Pokemon aren't anywhere near the level that I need to train off of, so... I guess if it has... Wait! Does Arena Trap stop ghost types? Well, I don't want to go too far to the side. I'm going to try to focus on this area here until I can't go any further. Oh, that one almost got me. What kind of items I'm looking at in here. So, bear with me as I wander around aimlessly, trying to find my way through. Oh, a Sandile! That's a dark type. I could catch it and evolve Pandora into Pangoro, but as I said, I want to wait till I can Pokebank up a bunch of my... Why would you intimidate me? A bunch of my other Pokemon from previous generations, currently sitting in Omega Ruby, just waiting for their chance to come here to Alola. And I'll use one of the dark types from that collection to evolve Pancham. If I really want to, and I don't know, I initially thought I want to add a dark type to my team, or my collection here in the Alola region. If it happens, sure, but I kind of like Pandora as she is. Like, she hasn't really had a chance to do much, because being unevolved, you know, she's not going to survive many terribly difficult battles, but she is kind of cute as a Pancham, so, I don't know. What do you folks think? Should I evolve our Pancham into a Pangoro, or should I keep her as is? I can't guarantee that what you folks say is what I'm going to do, but I'm just curious to see what your thoughts are on the situation. Because I really do need more dark types in my overall collection. I've only got 3. They are Irwin the Crocodile, and Springer the Greninja, and Sol the Weavile. So another dark type probably wouldn't hurt to add to the collection. One thing that I want to do, and the reason I chose certain Pokemon for this playthrough, is because when I start doing some Wi-Fi battles in this generation, I want to be able to do sort of like a themed team, by which I mean I can choose, for example, use all dark types one week, and then, you know, like all fairy types another week or something like that. But there's some types that I have very minimal Pokemon of. For example, Igaloo, our Sandshrew, she's only the 2nd ever Steel type that I've included as a main team member. The other one being from Gen 6, Aegislash. So, I kind of want to have more type diversity on the team and more Pokemon representing each type. So as future generations happen, which... Do you think there's going to be a Generation 8 of Pokemon? I would think so. So, once we get to the next generation, I'm going to be choosing to add other Pokemon I don't have a lot of. Now, I'm going to be lost in this desert for quite some time, I can imagine. But given all these ground types, I can talk about one other thing, which I've had on my list of things to talk about, but I think I forgot to do it because of all the crazy, insane stuff happening with the Aether Foundation, you know, super battle. I was talking about in a previous episode, do you think I should use Zygarde on the team? Now, the idea I have with Zygarde, first of all, my first instinct is it's a legendary Pokemon, and I usually don't like to use legendary Pokemon because I like to let lesser Pokemon have their chance to shine. Not to say that all Pokemon that aren't legendaries are lesser Pokemon. Some of them have quite considerable comparable stats to a legendary, but you know what I'm trying to say. Legendaries are, like, I see a legendary Pokemon as, for example, back in Generation 1, when Mewtwo was one of a kind, it was one Mewtwo that was created. I didn't like the thought of the one Mewtwo in existence being part of my collection and my team. It's like, it feels like that's too much rarity for lowly old Professor Chaz. So, that's one reason I don't like to use legendaries. Another reason is because, of course, the stats make them so powerful, you're less likely to have a struggle. Like, could you imagine, for those of you that did watch episode 41 yesterday, fighting all those big head honchos of Team Skull and the Aether Foundation, If I had a legendary Pokemon, do you think it would have been as exciting? I don't think so. That's my personal opinion, but just based on how that battle went, I think showing off my Pokemon, giving them the chance to shine, really showed through. So wait, this looks like the last section I was just in. Are we getting a Lost Woods, Death Mountain kind of thing going on here? That could be what's happening. They said something about the desert being different every day based on the winds. As I talk about random stuff, I'm trying to keep myself focused on game and understand what's happening. So anyway, talking about Zygarde, I said that if the team suffers a devastating loss, for example, if a whole bunch of Pokemon are lost in one particular situation, and I go down to... I'm thinking if I go down below 4 Pokemon, like if I only have 3 Pokemon active on the team, I might go ahead and consider tossing Zygarde onto the team, because Zygarde came for the purpose of, well, Dexio and Sinnoh think that it came for the purpose of protecting the Alola region because a cataclysmic event might be happening. The Ultra Beasts might be that event. So when it comes time to start dealing with Ultra Beasts, then Zygarde might be the way to go. But I want to try to keep my team as is for as long as possible. Zygarde's going to be sort of a last-ditch effort, our last resort, you know, if need be. Alright, now we see a strange person standing here by themselves in the middle of this sandstorm. Why are you here? I've been getting so much dust in my eyes in this awful desert. Awful desert, you know? I can't even read. And my Pokemon have been rubbing their eyes a lot too. How are your Pokemon doing? Are their eyes holding up in this mess? Can I have the safety goggles, please? They're burning brightly. They're sniffling all the time. They're looking pretty bleary. Now, you know what? They're actually burning quite brightly, but I want an item, and I suspect this is the answer you would have to give. Well, that doesn't sound good. I'll give you these, so put them on your Pokemon. I thought so. Safety goggles. This prevents all, what is it, spore-type attacks, like stun spore, sleep powder, and any damage from weather conditions like hail or sandstorm. This Haina Desert, though, it's a beast. I've been wandering lost through it for, well, I guess it's been about a year now. When am I ever going to get out of here? Next year, maybe. Well, I see a TM. See, I don't know if this is actually a grid-by-grid layout sort of thing. Like, if I go down, right, and then up, am I going to be to the right of this section? This could be one of those, like I said, Lost Woods from Legend of Zelda, where, like, you kind of go one direction, but it pushes you a different way. But I'm going to explore a little bit longer. We do have another, well, we're only a little bit over halfway through the episode. I'm going to see if I can find that TM. And what would that TM be? So, like I say, if I go right, I should be able to go up. The reason I haven't used a repel, you might be wondering, is what if I happen to find a shiny Pokemon along the way? You never know when they might show up. And eventually, what I'm probably going to do is, once I get, done the main story, although, okay, let me finish that first thought, and we'll get to that second thought that just popped into my head. I do that a lot, get sidetracked off of 2 different topics. So, once I finish the main story, I will go ahead and probably start doing some of the things that people are doing, like shiny hunting and all that, and I don't know if I have the right technology to live stream at all. If I can figure it out, I might give it a try, because I see other people do that too, and it's like, I figure I could probably just do that. If I have enough stuff to talk about, or get like a chat going with folks out there watching, that could be something I can go for. But the second thought I was going to have, or I was going to address, is I've heard that although there's main story in this game, post-game is quite lengthy in this also. So, I was considering, this is new, I was considering just doing the main story as the Nuzlocke and just ending it there and just going like regular playthrough for the rest of it, but if there is a lot of, I thought I had Mudsdale here. Nothing here, okay. But if there's a lot of post-game stuff, I'll probably continue the, just one sec, I'm going to put Mudsdale back down here. Alright, I'll probably continue the playthrough as Nuzlocke-style, just to keep the thing, keep everything interesting as I do the post-game adventure. Of course, what I'm hoping though for post-game, no, I won't say that yet. That's a bit of spoiler. So I'm hoping for something for post-game, and I'll just leave it at that because I don't know how much longer there is in the main story. We're on the final island, and we made it to Pony Island. I don't know how many trials are on that island, but I believe they said there's only one person's house, and it's Hapu, the Mudsdale trainer, actually. So is there a hidden item in the middle here? You'd think there would have to be. Just as I take away our... Wait, can I not switch to Stoutland here? Why can't I use Stoutland? Maybe it's just too small? I don't know. Well, I don't know what this region is. I feel like going north still. Oh, we'll get attacked instead. But yeah, I hear there's kind of lengthy post-game, and I have sort of an idea what it is, but in case I'm wrong, I don't want to say anything to look stupid, but also I don't want to spoil in case I'm right. So, we'll leave it at that. Just continue checking out the Haina Desert. You keep intimidating my special attacking Palo-Sand. That's not very clever, Sandile, but not that we're going for any experience off of you anyway. You could probably lead with Pandora with the safety goggles. The reason I switched her out was because I don't want her taking damage during the Sandstorm. But these Pokemon still aren't a proper level to gain experience off of. I don't want to over-level myself. Technically, you could say we were a little bit over-leveled in the last episode against all of the big bad bosses of Team Skull and the Aether Foundation, but I feel that those levels were actually required. If you saw one particular hit that one of our Pokemon took, I would prefer not to lose a Pokemon, and we just managed to not lose a Pokemon. How am I back here? Come on. See, there is a maze thing going on, because I came down from him, went right, went up, and he's up here now. So, going up from that area with that ring of Mudsdale rocks takes us to this guy. I may have to use a repel, because if this is going to be a big maze to try to find, maybe this is what Ice King 688 was talking about. Ow! Arg! More dust in my eyes. What I wouldn't give for a pair of Go Goggles right about now. Haha! Nice Hoenn reference there, sir. So we went right. It was a repeating area there. Let me see what happened. Oh, sorry, we went left. I think I pointed to the right based on your viewing of the camera, but... So we went to my left. Let's go to my right and see what that area looks like. Okay, if necessary, I might use a repel in the next episode, because we're almost done this one. I'll just keep this going as is. But there's got to be something. Now, I think what Ice King's probably talking about is the Ruins of Abundance. As soon as I can find that, that should unlock as a fly location. I'm assuming that's what they were talking about. Hopefully that is the case. Okay, so what do we see here? Is this going to be that ring of rocks that Mudsdale can walk on? I like mazes. Mazes are fun. Something I actually used to do, and I gotta get back to do it, because I have a couple of younger nephews now. But when my older nephew and my niece actually were younger, I would do this thing in the house like... Wait a minute. Zygarde. I would do a thing where I would just kind of lay out tiles and stuff on the floor and make a maze, almost like a Metroid kind of thing. Oh wait, someone wants to talk to you. You've collected no less than 50% of all the cells and cores. I wonder how your painstaking efforts will pay off. Why don't you visit the Aether base on Route 16 on Ula Ula Island? They're getting even warmer. Bonne chance. So, I can now make Zygarde 50%. Is it like a basilisk? Like the serpent form, basically. So if I do need to add Zygarde, I now have an option to add an even bigger Zygarde. I've been here. What happens if I go right from here? I probably can't. It's probably a wall, isn't it? Does anyone have a maze, sorry, a map for this area? But yeah, I would make these pretty interesting mazes where initially it started off as a simple thing. Go to this one point of the maze, get an item, take the item here, and escape. It eventually became such a big, involved thing that I would spend days planning out a maze that would take place on the top floor of the house, go down through the back porch, backyard, around to the front of the house, and there was all these different items interacting with one another. It was a crazy amount of stuff. Wait, I can go right here. Come on. There we go. But it was a pretty cool thing because it really involved sort of, like, one of the mazes that I did took 3 players 2 days to go through it. We had to take a break in the middle so that they could actually go to sleep because that's how long the maze actually was. A lot of work to set up, but a lot of fun too. Like helping the younger kids learn trouble solving and, you know, figure out puzzles and such. There's a lot of cooperative effort as well. One person would have to, like, say, step on one button to open access to another area. So the second person goes through, finds an item, gives it to the first person. Just a lot of, like, I look at it as almost like a Metroid kind of a thing too, because a lot of backtracking with, like, oh, I found the blue key. Now we can go all the way back, open the blue door. Stuff like that. So where are we here? That's a Z Crystal Shrine. But there's not a trial here. I'll take a Z Crystal. Would this be the Groundium Z? We don't have that yet. And if that's the Groundium Z, I'll take that. I'm trying to think, it might be Groundium Z because we already have the Rockium. So, ground makes sense for the Sandstorm area. Reach out to grab the Z Crystal from the pedestal. Oh, Psychium Z! I wonder if, story-wise, there was supposed to be a trial here at some point, but they maybe abandoned it because, you know, the harsh desert sandstorm was too much? I don't know. But I'll take a free Z Crystal. That gives us 12 now, I believe, which is just 6 away from getting them all. That is 2/3 of the way through. Nice. But I guess we're coming close to the end of this episode. Let me just try one more area. I believe I went left from the rocky Mudsdale section. Yeah, okay, this is Mudsdale still. Don't attack me. Well, I'm thinking of that wild sand. Don't attack me, and then a random Pokemon shows up anyway. Yeah, I'm going to say next episode we're going to throw up a repel. Just so I can figure out this maze. Now, if I go north from this section, I should lead back to the hiker. Which means I'm going to go to the left. But if history holds true, that takes me back to another area that if I go north again, leads me to the hiker anyway. Let me just push forward one. This is different, though. Hang on. Interesting. I'm sure many of you out there probably understand what this maze already is and how to get through it. You're probably thinking, no, go left, go up, go right, whatever you're saying, but I can't hear you. This is not live recording, this is pre-recorded, of course. But have we found anything useful here? Looks like it's just sort of like a little valley that ends off. Yeah, I'm going to say there's probably a hidden item. I'm going to mash that A button. Come on. How's there no hidden item here? Let me just hop on Stoutland briefly, see if it can detect anything, and then we're going to have to call it a day for the episode. Out of my way, Alolan Doug Trio. Your hair is gorgeous and beautiful, but I have no time for that. Now, can I even call? Yes, I can, okay. You're really not going to give me any hidden item here? You've got to be kidding me. That's going to be it for the episode then. Why would they have this section here? What am I missing? Alrighty, let's just leave this little area. I'll save it up in that next section outside. Hopefully between this episode and the next, because I'm recording Sapphire in between the two, I don't forget where I've been or where I have to go yet. So, goodbye, Sandile. We have a Crocodile waiting to come up, otherwise I would capture you. When I saw Sandile initially back in... Oh, let me just check this section. When I saw Crocodile, or even Sandile back in Gen 5, I was like, that's one of the Pokemon from Gen 5 I actually kind of like, so I will add that to the team. Yeah, look, there's nothing here. I might be missing something in this area. But that's going to be it. I can't figure anything else out here for right now, so a nice little brief break between this and the next one to play Sapphire might be what I need to clear my head of all the sand that's being just drilled into my brain from the Sandstorm. But as I step out of this section, I want to say thanks for checking out today's episode, everybody. Feel free to leave a like down below if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment based on some of the stuff I was talking about. And okay, I wanted to stop and think, is this a new section? And I get attacked. But again, feel free to leave a like if you liked the episode. If you missed any episodes of Pokémon Moon thus far, such as the one yesterday, which was amazing, there's a link in the description to the entire playlist, of course. As always, you can go and check that out and get caught up on all the adventures so far. Plus, during the outro of this particular video, you'll find some links to some other videos that I've done, as well as a link to subscribe to the channel and join for more Pokémon Moon, Pokémon content in general. Just some cool, fun stuff going on in the world of Pokémon. And with that, I want to say thanks for checking out today's episode. Professor Chaz is now signing off, and I'll catch you next time.